What's up everybody, I got a new mod video for you guys today. In this video, we're looking at the mod Take Earth Back. The creator of this mod thought that your war assets weren't represented that well in the final mission of Mass Effect 3, Priority Earth. So this mod aims to add those assets into the level, and we're going to go through the mod and show off some of the things that were added. The good thing about this mod is that it was built from the ground up, so it'll work for vanilla players alongside those who have played the Expanded Galaxy and Spectre expansion mods. And if you don't care for the Star Child ending to this mission, you can pair the Happy Ending mod with this one as well. The mod menu has a few things you can change. You got accessibility mode, where it'll take away this Marauder's shields. You can shorten the turret section from 45 seconds to 15 seconds. I like to enable this one because I be trying to get a move on, even though it is fun mowing down Reapers. If you decided to save Morinth, I don't know why you would choose to save that succubus ass menace to society, but if you did, this option lets you choose between her default appearance or a special mesh, which I believe is what's shown here. Lastly, you can disable the screen shake caused by the Hades cannon. I tend to disable this because the shaking tends to disorient me and it gets annoying. So having the option of getting rid of it when I don't feel like dealing with it is a nice addition. As I was progressing through the level, I noticed a lot of changes made to the environment. First off, Dragon's Teeth were added to the level and there's a lot of them. The Reapers have to re-up on their Husk forces somehow, and since we're in big old London, seeing all these Dragon Teeth around reminds you of that. There are now swarms of harvesters in the sky. It kind of reminds me of Namakwi, where you'll see a ton of them flying around. The Hades cannon is now high poly, and I didn't recognize how much of a difference there was until I put it next to the vanilla version. That is quite the improvement. The SSV Angelou can also appear during the mod if you have his war asset from SEM. I don't remember when or how to acquire it. I thought it could be the Kamala mission, but that didn't work. When I went to collect footage, I loaded up my saves from just before the final mission and before Cerberus headquarters. Didn't see it, so unless I missed it, you'll have to do some work for that one. Once you clear out the Reapers in this building, if you go to this terminal, you can hear a report from Khalisah Al-Jawani. This will give you a clue as to what's happening on the Citadel. This was added to make use of Khalisah's war asset.
This is Khalisah Al-Jawani, live from the Presidium. The gunfire behind me is CSEC trying to retake the central communications hub. Without it, they can't get a signal for help off the station. We are looping this transmission in the hope it gets through. CSEC forces are urgently needed as a...
Spore pods have been added to the garage, so now this is the Ravenger's breeding ground. If you have the Reaper's retrofits mod installed, you'll be able to fight a Scion, and I like the Mass Effect 3 versions of them more than their Mass Effect 2 counterparts. You know, 3 Scions fire something more like mortar shells, instead of the shockwave from hell. The Reaper Tyrant is supposed to be over near the Hades cannon if you have SEM installed, but I didn't see it. I remember that big bitch. If you've never seen it before, here's a clip of me fighting it on Horizon. My guess is that you had to have completed L-Core extraction with SEM active for it to show up. Harbinger has also been given his Mass Effect 2 design. I guess that one's seen as the better version. I never looked too deep into the Leviathan Reapers. The biggest way that the creator made use of your assets was to have them visible in the field. Notice that you'll see L-Core warriors, Drell, Rachni, Volus. I agree with the mod creator on this. What's the point of us collecting all of these assets if we don't see them during the final showdown? With this mod, however, you'll see them ingrained into the battle, and they'll be running with you during the race to the beam. Anderson is out there running for the beam as well. He'll be right behind you. It's easy to miss him. After Harbinger eviscerates everybody, the character that slumps over and dies will change depending on the race you romanced. And if you look at the carnage, you'll find the corpses of different species. You'll find some interesting things if you take a look around you. Look, there's a biotic god up there holding it down. There's also this Asari commando firing away at the Reapers during the turret section. I'll never turn down any backup. This mod also included some dialogue changes, which I always like, so let's go through those. There was a short conversation added after the salute/handshake conversation between Joker and Shepard, right before Joker regroups with Sword. Kirahi's dialogue is now an interactive conversation, and I really like this because I really like Kirahi. The cut dialogue about James's dad has been added back to the game. General Terrasa gives a full speech, and I always stop to listen to this because it's really good.
Your time has come. Our species has long believed in the power of cooperation, of strength in numbers, of true galactic unity. Today, we finally realize that dream. From the Citadel to Omega, our entire galaxy stands together, united. Think of your bondmates, your children, your sisters standing beside you. You fight to give them a future free of this menace. Thessia may have fallen, the Citadel may be lost, but our spirit endures. We stand on human soil, but we carry the might of our republics to bear against our foe. We are the Asari, and we will send these Reaper bastards screaming back into the void. For victory! For Thessia!
Primar Victus' conversation has been made into an interactive conversation. Admiral Ron's dialogue has been turned into a cinematic conversation, and the Geth Prime's dialogue is now an interactive conversation. It's nice to see if you decide to say both races, they're at least trying to make things work. It's also nice that they're even there to begin with because they aren't in the vanilla game. Plus, we got our Legion stand-in. I wouldn't mind having a Geth Prime teammate in the next Mass Effect game. That would actually be kind of cool. Lastly, Rex's dialogue has been turned into an interactive conversation. When you look back at it, it's amazing how far these two have come. The FMV cutscenes have been given some slight changes as well. During one of the earlier cutscenes, I noticed when Joker is accounting for the different fleets. With this mod, the Geth actually report into him instead of Joker just addressing it. However, this only happens if you manage to broker peace between the Geth and Quarians. The Hammer cutscene was split into two parts. You'll see the first part after destroying the Hades cannon, and the second part on your way to HQ. But that ends this video, guys. There are some other things that were added to this mod, but I like to leave a few things out for you guys to go and see for yourselves. If you do decide to use this mod, see if you notice some things that are different, and see if you can see some things that I didn't see. Overall, I think this mod is pretty nice, but it is something I would pair with other mods so that you could get the most out of it. EGM, SEM, Happy Ending, Reaper Retrofits. Those are the 4 I would consider installing as well. I've said this before, but I'll say it again. I can appreciate the effort that goes into these mods, especially when it comes to altering the cutscenes. That's really going the extra mile in my opinion, and the changes that are made seem to enhance the cutscenes. They can make a lacking cutscene better, or they can add more to an already great cutscene. But that's just my little spiel. I can't wait to see what gets added to Take Earth back. But I want to thank you guys for watching. Feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We're going for 1,000 subs, guys, and every sub is appreciated. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.
DJ Sonic 3.